Joe and Jeff got the juice, keep the show on fire. Josh brings the news straight from the source with no desire. The judge, our wise advisor, keeps us in line. Fresh from the comic shop, showcase your design. Ask Joe the comic book ninja for insights to explore. The popcorn gets to know you from straight to the core. I guess out to think, cause we make some freaks. So much more to discover, this show's a hit. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. So let's start this show.
Bird Gang, am I right, Joe? Bird Gang.
It was a rematch from last year's Super Bowl, and let me tell you, I already knew who was going to win. We saw who won a couple months ago.
Oh, I didn't have the confidence you had, unfortunately, but I am very happy with the results. Obviously, not as elated as the Super Bowl, but that was a big step. Two, I mean, the Cowboys are a tough, they're division rival, and then you had going to the Chiefs, and again, 2-0. Anyways, this isn't a show about the NFL. It's a show about comics, specifically titled Comic Book Canon. Normally, we have the featured episode issue at the top of the show, but guess what? I've had a hell of a week. I didn't get to do it. My fault. Actually, last week I didn't do it either, Joe. So I do believe Rexy will probably be finding me.
I heard a public hanging's in order, but
God, that's terrifying. Anyways, we're gonna get started here with an amazing episode 239. That's right, 239 episodes in the history of comic book canon. But before we start, again, friend of the community, Mons, aka Brandon, he, his family, they dealt with the house fire. The house is gone. There is the GoFundMe going on still. Last time I saw, this community is amazing. $90,000. The link is down below. Please, everybody, contribute. Yes, they may have insurance, but
let's be clear. There was the GoFundMe was not started by the comic book community. What happened was this was a friend, a local friend of theirs. So it's not just the comic book community, although we could pat ourselves on the back for helping out. It was a friend who started the GoFundMe. The comic book community actually came together and discussed what we were going to do. Yeah. And the consensus was wait to hear from them. And fortunately, the GoFundMe was made pretty quickly by their friend. And as soon as we saw that posted, the comic book community picked it up and shared it. And that way it was all in one space. There wasn't, two different GoFundMes. And links down below.
Yeah, my apologies. I didn't know the full story like Joe did because I don't pay attention to things at all during the week. But again, please, if you can, just for an example, yes, they may have insurance, but his wife is a freelance photographer. All the equipment was destroyed. This allows her to stay on her feet and keep working. She bought all of the equipment quickly because they got it's just amazing. Just amazing. Everybody rallying, their community, the comic book community. So very happy for all of us to be a part of it. If you can chip in, they're very, very appreciative.
Right. And even so, insurance, it definitely doesn't cover everything.
No, I mean,
it not only doesn't cover everything, but the amount of time and effort and energy and additional money that you have to put in order to recover from something like this, or even something significantly less devastating. Like, think about when you get in an accident, you have insurance, but then you have a deductible. You might have to, get some Uber some places here and there. Like, the amount of time that goes into fixing this situation is immense. So, the goal's been hit already, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep giving and help these guys out if you'd like to.
Yes, kids still need to go to school. Kids still need supplies, toys, etc. as well. So again, excellent work, everybody, but let's keep it going. All right, speaking about keeping it going, we had some rave reviews, that new segment last week. Well, the newly retitled news segment called News and Rumors with the Big Beef. So I guess we're just going to roll it. Like, everybody's tuning in specifically. We got 12 million people here on a Sunday night. Sunday Night Football is on right now. And apparently they're only here to see this right here. That's right. News and rumors with, I'm not the Big Beef. You're the Big Beef. With the Big Beef. How you doing, Beef?
I'm feeling beefy tonight, gentlemen. Very beefy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how heavy is the beef you got coming with you tonight in terms of the news?
Yeah, I mean, I have to put it on the scale. It's a couple inches, couple, width and everything, but probably almost a pound or two, probably.
All right, pound or two. I guess that's a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
With that said, please like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We are the #1 show on YouTube of all time ever. Don't want you guys to forget that. So with that said, let's get to the news. You have your finger on the pulse in terms of Hollywood and Bollywood and all the other woods. Joshua, so why don't you get to it?
Beefwood.
Beefwood, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so going on, we're going to talk some Clayface because I kind of look like Clayface here in this picture with the big beef, but we have some teasers coming out of set pictures. The Amusement Mile, which is kind of famous in Gotham. Barbara Gordon was shot. Her father, Jim, was taken there by the Joker. Hopefully, this is a reference to the Joker. I think it is. I'm looking forward to this. The Flying Graysons have a poster reference on the set. So hopefully we'll see where this plays out. I'm really hoping that this means the Graysons have been, 5-10 years in. Hopefully Nightwing, Dick has just become Nightwing. I don't want to see him as Robin, so we'll have to see. The Joker has actually been referenced. Enemy of the People, and it says, join the Joker. Actually, might be Jokers. It's hard to see that. So that's pretty cool to see. And a Black Mask reference has also been teased on the set of Clayface. So it looks like this new DCU is going in full swing. I could live without seeing the Joker for a bit, but I definitely would love to see Black Mask, the Amusement Mile, and, Nightwing as well in the DCU. So we're looking forward to this film. But that's not the only tease we got, and stay tuned for later. We'll talk about more on that.
I just, I was going to jump in and think how ridiculous you are about wanting not to see the Joker. I mean, I see what you're saying, though, with the Joker Part 2. Also, Joker was in Matt Reeves. Black Mask was as recent as 5 years ago, I guess, in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, but he was used. It was bad.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So I see what you're saying. I was about to lash out at you. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is cool. I mean, these are very likely just kind of Easter eggs, more just references to the universe that they're probably not clues on things to come as much as they are just fan service. But I still love that. I still love it when I go see a movie or watch a preview or, trailer or something. And I do the Leonardo DiCaprio on the couch meme where he's like, oh, like that. I love that. I love that. It's a cool little nod to us fans.
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun to see that. But this is also part of world building. Even though they're Easter eggs, it lives in this world. I hate to bring up the remnants of the DCEU, but what was it? I think it was the first Superman film. We saw a satellite that said Wayne Tech or something there. So again, it's exciting to see. Maybe there will be more than just these little fragments of a world that is building. But speaking of things that were built, but are now already in the DCU, Joshua, I mean, sorry, Joseph, for confusing you with Joshua. Joshua.
Yeah, so Frank Grillo will be filming a secret DCU project after Tesla King Season 4 shoots. I'm hearing some things. I think I know where they're going to go with this. James Gunn also said that he met with a director and a writer, and the director and writer were asking about using special effects for a lot of characters for this special project. And I think we will know by the end of Peacemaker Season 2 kind of where they're going with it. We'll have to see what happens, but I'm excited for the DCU. Like, we're in full swing. Superman has a sequel in the works. We know Batman and Wonder Woman are coming in. Supergirl comes out next year, along with Clayface, which is currently filming. Lanterns, beginning of next year. So I love that I keep getting more and more info. And, who knows? Maybe it'll be like a small team up of Rick Flag and Peacemaker and all their characters and Creature Commandos. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll do like a small Justice League team up at the speed. But it'll be interesting to see what they do with the secret project.
Joseph, would you like to comment on this?
Yeah, I'm all in on James Gunn, as I've kind of said before. I think he's going to do a great job, and what we've seen so far has been solid. Just like you said before, world building, expanding the universe, introducing new characters, so on and so forth.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to see kind of a Rick Flag. I want him to look like his counterpart in the animated parts of the DCU. So I don't know. I just put this one up here. There were no good images of Rick Flag and Peacemaker, and I know he's in Superman also, but I just wanted to do this. This is as a nod to the Creature Commandos, which I enjoyed quite a lot. All right, here we go. Next up. What do we have, Josh?
So Gunn was on the Howard Stern show, and Howard managed to get a little bit more information about Man of Tomorrow. And Jing said it's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat. So I kind of have an idea, I think, who that threat is, and I think it would make the most perfect sense for it to be Brainiac, because Brainiac is, not only would Superman have to match the power and speed of what Brainiac's technology is, but Lex could balance that out, because since Brainiac is literally a brain and he's AI and driven, and I feel like that is going to probably end up being the villain of the film. I've heard a few other things, but let us know in the comments below what villain you would like to see and think is going to be in there, but I definitely think it's going to be Brainiac.
Joe, what villain do you want to see?
So Brainiac is kind of the one that I've been saying for a while, just because we've gotten, Lex over and over and over again, Doomsday. Yeah. But I said, like, kind of the first thing that comes to mind is Brainiac. And I said this, like, I don't know, 2 years ago at least. I thought he was going to be possibly the villain in the first one, but we obviously didn't see that. So why not the second?
It feels like Brainiac's been on deck for a while, because Bryan Singer was going to bring Brainiac in for his sequel to Superman, which just didn't have a sequel. So I'm down for Brainiac as well. However, and the Krypton, the show Krypton on Sci-Fi, they did a good job with Brainiac, and also Lobo too, by the way. But the Brainiac version I want to see, the version of Brainiac I want to see, is the one that coincides with this green suit, the robot looking thing, not the one that is kind of a humanoid. That was my first introduction to Brainiac as a character, and I just love that design. So that's the one I want to see specifically. So with that said, we're going to move on to another hot news story right here. Like, this is like scalding hot.
So over the weekend, or last weekend, there was a light show. I'm not sure if it was in Singapore or not, but there was a Marvel light show that showed off some interesting stuff. And it looks like we got our first promo art for Dr. Doom's suit. If it's actually the real suit that we'll see, I mean, I think it looks badass. Dr. Doom always does. Excited to see it. There's also a few other scenes in the light show that showed off, the Fantastic Four, X-Men logos, and potentially a Dr. Doom ripping somebody's skull out. I think we know where that comes from, the comic books, Thronos. But some believe that it could be Kang as well. We'll have to see. But yeah, like I said, the promo art, it's promo art. But hey, I think regardless, he's going to look badass anyway. I mean, he has to. He's Doom. So, we'll see where this promo art takes us.
Joseph.
Doom, 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 doom. It's all going to be hyped up from here. I know, we've had some announcements and little clips and stuff like that. This looks cool. Hope this is what it translates to on the screen.
Yeah, again, well said. If this is what it translates to on the screen, fans are going to be very happy. This is Doom right here, man. This is absolutely classic Doom, and I'm all about it right here. So this, again, Derek, this is scalding hot right here for me. This is the scalding hot news piece of the show. So yeah, I can't wait. But I do want to say, I want to bring in the rest of the Canon crew. I see Naomi is looks like she's doing her nails, Joe. Let's bring her in. Is that a fact? Hello, Naomi.
Hey, I was just
Uh,
texting.
The judge is not there. He must be cooking lasagna or something. I don't know what he.
Oh, that sounds good.
But I know he's going to have something to say about this. Joshua, let's get to it.
Yeah, have you guys ever heard of a great company called Diamond Comic?
No, they're becoming irrelevant. So
Let me tell you something about these guys. They are some amazing people in the community. Go out and support them. But most importantly, they are actually bankrupt and currently in Chapter 11, and they are beginning to sue comic book publishers such as Dark Horse, a lot of image companies, and they're looking to maybe go after Marvel and DC as well. I read a little bit into this. It sounds like they are placing the blame of going bankrupt on the comic book publishers. So they're trying to get some money back to help offset the costs, I guess, of court and going bankrupt. We'll have to see what happens. But it always seems like every couple of months a new twist and turn is going on with Diamond. And I just have to see where this goes from here on.
Joseph, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I know they're liquidating stuff hardcore right now. My local comic shop bought a zillion like trades and omnibus and like compendiums and stuff like that recently. Apparently they were given like a discount, and then when the store said, okay, we'll take this many, Diamond came back and said, well, if you get more than that, you'll get more of a discount. They ended up like ratcheting up this discount, so it was like really cheap for them. Their whole back room was just filled with trades for a day until they got it organized. But yeah, I mean, I something's got to happen. Like they still have tons and tons of inventory, and from what I hear, like inventory is owed to people and owed from people and payments and stuff like that. So something has to happen. You know, what happens when a company goes under is they liquidate all the assets and they pay off their creditors in order of, you know, importance, you know, right down to, you know, whoever the last in the pecking order is. I'll tell you this, I can't imagine that comic book shops are very high in the pecking order. They're probably pretty low. So there is some danger to local comic shops that might be, you know, over leveraged into Diamond. If Diamond owes them stuff, you know, I don't have a comic shop. I'm not, you know, in tune with exactly what's going on here. I'm just saying, make sure you're supporting your comic shops, your local shops at this point, because this whole Diamond fiasco is no matter what the situation is hurting them.
So the reason I brought specifically Naomi in, because Naomi is more of a new comic book buyer than back issue buyer, but Diamond has always been a mess. And the reason they're in this mess is because for decades they could give everybody the middle finger because they were the only one in the game. They held the power. COVID hit, then, you know, obviously that hit a ton of people and companies and things like that. And they try to get back in the good graces by probably overextending themselves, and that's why they're in this trouble, I do believe. With that said, though, the business practices of them trying to sell the company or having a bid for this shit makes no sense. No sense. Where a bidder won, but they declined the bid, but then it went to the courts. Then the second bidder came in and they bought it, and now it's in limbo again. So they're turning around and suing comic book publishers. Further, for me, makes absolutely no sense. So if anybody can explain this to me, I would appreciate it. And Paul Bond also said that they're selling stuff on consignment that they're not even allowed to have or don't even have in-house or whatever. So it makes no sense to me. But Jesus, what a poorly run business. This is honestly, they were the only ones in the game right there. They could have set the highest standard, but they would ship things out in shitty condition. They would not treat local comic book shops very well at all. They were terrible, and it was just known that they were terrible. Now here we are, and this could affect your new comics, Naomi. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's been affecting the new comics for a while now. I know that there were so many, I mean, I want to say I was hearing about it in January, like, oh, Diamond is backlogged, or, oh, we didn't get this shipment in because of Diamond and everything. And that's when Diamond really became on my radar in January. So To hear that they like went bankrupt after I was hearing about this, I was like, okay, well that makes sense. Like it's been an issue. And it kind of sucks because it's like they were, like you said, like the largest distributor, like the only one. And I can see where a lot of like the issue might have come into play is like a lot of these things are becoming digital now. So like, but I don't think digital comics will ever be more like they'll do better than the actual like tangible comics. But no, they've been an issue for quite some time. Like I know that I was going to 2 comic book shops and one of them was being more affected by Diamond because I think because they were a smaller comic book shop, so they weren't like being they were at the bottom of the totem pole as opposed to a larger comic book shop where they have more orders. But yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, but what doesn't make sense are the proceedings here. Paul Bond says that they were bought out by a company. I don't think that's happened yet, but they did lose a motion in courts where they could consider all the debtors as one in the courts, but they're now required to handle each publisher individually in the courts. That's madness. That's like so many different, oh my God. Can you imagine being a lawyer for Diamond? Or they can't afford a lawyer, but like having to be in court against all of these publishers on different dates, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So Paul says that they were bought out by the second bidder for sure. Okay. Anyways, it's madness and it sucks. And hopefully some good will come out of this where Diamond will be erased in history as one of the worst companies, or be known as one of the worst companies. Don't do business like this, and it'll only improve distribution for us comic book fans. So anyways, thank you for that, Joshua. Everybody like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We're going to move on to the next story, which is more business than comic book talk. But
and speaking of bidding and companies getting bought, this one is interesting. Paramount is preparing to bid to buy Warner Brothers. I'm hearing studios, the gaming part, DC, and films, everything involved. If this ends up being the case, Paramount will own them. And honestly, could we see a reset on the DCU universe again? I'm just saying it could happen. Paramount has been known to kind of done the Amazon thing where they just pump out as much content as they can, whether it's good or not, and just try to make their money. So we'll have to see what happens. Honestly, Warner Brothers, the last 6 films actually have started making profit for the company. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I think if they can hold out and wait, I think they can get back into the positive zone of making money. We saw that with Sinners this year. We saw that with Superman. F1, which had Brad Pitt racing, has made money for them. So hopefully this doesn't happen because I am a bit worried. I feel like they might end up doing some weird stuff. Snyderverse might come back. We'll have to see.
Now, before I get anybody, I just want to preface this. I want full transparency. That was Josh's first reaction was like, oh, no, they're going to erase the DCU now.
I'm promised
That's what he said. I mean, we have it in writing. He's literally like, they're probably going to get rid of the DCU now, which is madness. And I'll put my thoughts into this first, but I want to hear from Joe and Naomi first.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think that there's no chance that they would like fire gun and reset things. That we're at the start of this. He's done one movie so far. It made $1 zillion. The shows are doing well. His previous stuff has done very well. It would just be silly. Like it wouldn't even be like a possibility, in my opinion. This isn't. Let's remember that like DC is only a small portion of what Warner Brothers is. So they're not going to go in there and nitpick. You know, they might do stuff on like the higher ups at Warner Brothers. Yeah, sure. Toss that around. But to go in and you know, take out James Gunn and end this new DC universe right away, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It doesn't.
That being said, it's probably not a good thing for the future of the DC universe. I'm not saying it's going to, you know, end it or anything like that. But anytime companies change over, there's, a lot of times problems occur.
Naomi, your thoughts on this?
I mean, big companies like Paramount are all about making money, so I can't see them getting rid of James Gunn when he's made them a ton of money. Like, it's just, that would seem really silly. I'm really hoping that they come out with an Animaniacs like TV show.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Or even like what was like that other guy? He was
Naomi,
like,
you kind of remind me of one of the Animaniacs. No, Wacko.
Wacko was even better.
No, Wacko is the best one. Let's be real.
Wacko is absolutely the best one. Yeah, no, I feel like there's a lot of like things that they haven't paid attention for the WB for kid shows that if they actually like really put some time and money into it, I mean, it would be kind of cool to see like those kid shows like given like an Invincible kind of spin. I think that would be really cool.
That'd be crazy. Okay.
If they had like a really dark version of like Animaniacs, I think that would be awesome. Really off side note, like way off note, the big beef news and rumors that like emblem looks so much like All That from Nick. I don't know if you guys see that, the show All That. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Right.
All That.
Well, you know why? Because Rexy truly loves that show, and he wanted Josh to be kind of like what? Who was in All That? Who was who were the main people in All That?
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah,
that's right. Good Burger. Yeah. So he's wanting Josh would be like a combination of Keenan and Kel.
Just no blackface, Josh. Okay.
Oh God.
I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Listen,
anyways,
I want to say something real quick.
Back to Paramount WB. I think one of the allures of Paramount purchasing WB is the fact that they do have the IP of DC. That's one of the big pieces of properties that they have, as well as all of the other IPs too. So I can't see them resetting again. They wouldn't do that, unless it's a complete failure in the next 6 months with whatever they come out with. Sure, maybe, but I don't see that happening at all. Joshua, you have some final thoughts on this before we move on.
Well, not on that. I was just going to say, I think all three of you need to learn to spread your cheeks a little bit more. Like, I'm just saying. I mean, all three have beautiful smiles, so lighten the cannon up.
I don't know where that was going.
How do we get out of this contract?
I have no idea, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna have to start animating this gigantic monster made of ground beef instead of him. It'll be better than that. So we're gonna move on to rumors right now. Joshua, let's do it. We'll bring you back. How's that sound?
Yeah. So I kind of know. I mean, my track record with rumors, I'm pretty good with it. We'll find out in the next few episodes, but I believe that some or maybe all of the Cucho Commandos will show up live action in Peacemaker.
There's no thought behind that. You're just predicting this?
I think I'm going to be happy with that anyway.
I would be happy for that.
Wait a minute, hon. Has anybody watched the latest episode that came out last week?
I haven't seen that episode.
Okay, shame on everybody then. You know what? It's interesting.
Just a baby.
Joe, do you want to do the last rumor?
Yeah, I'm very into this rumor. We got another piece from the Clayface world. Now you see a tiny little bat sticker right here on this waste disposal dumpster.
There's a red arrow that's pointing to it, correct?
There is. It is. You did a great job at showing us what that is.
I did that.
I'm proud of you, Jeff. Interesting thing about this bat logo is that it is specifically the bat logo used in Matt Reeves' The Batman by Robert Pattinson himself. That being said, maybe this is an Easter egg. Maybe this means that is the Batman of this universe, the DC universe. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm crossing my fingers because I very much have enjoyed the Matt Reeves stuff, and I would love it if that was what is, Gotham and this universe going forward.
Joshua will allow you to say something.
Yeah, I know it's not, because I actually looked at the Batman logo from Matt Reeves, and I looked at this one, and the wings are completely off a little bit. The ears are off.
We gotta stop having this guy on to burst everyone's bubble.
He's totally yucking your yum. You know what I mean?
Yucking my
More,
yum.
I got more. So, and James Gunn even came out and confirmed that this was not allowed. He didn't approve of it, and he's not sure he put it on there, whether it was the arts department or maybe it was a fan who decided to just put it on the dumpster real quick, take a picture, and be like, "Hey, I got an inside scoop."
Oh wow.
So,
Unlikely story.
might drop on that, Joseph.
Nah,
That
he's
wasn't
just
quite a
trying
mic
to
drop.
throw
Let's
us
be
off.
honest. That's
Honestly,
Yeah.
if I was
John's
somebody
here.
like in James Gunn's position, I would be throwing everybody off all the time. Be like, oh, I don't know what that is. Like, where'd that come from?
I'd be sending out 6 to 7 red herring tweets every day.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
be
fucking
like,
with everybody.
just met with
I honestly hope.
Maggie Smith. I think she died, actually. Never mind.
You talking about Harry Potter's Maggie Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away like a year or two ago.
ouch. This
Well,
ouch. It's
listen,
weird. Wow.
I
Grandma
really hope
Wendy.
All right,
Patterson
run
is
the
not-
end the news segment. Run the outro. We're done.
No, I was gonna say I just hope Patterson's not the DCU Batman. I really do.
Are you saying that just to hurt Joe's feelings?
No, I'm saying that because Matt Reeves has a great universe on his own.
I kind of have to agree.
Let him do his own thing, and it's more of a realistic take. So I don't want to see that. We can get sci-fi fantasy Batman in the DCU. Robert's Batman is grounded. It doesn't have like if you watch Superman and then you watch the Batman, they cannot be in the same universe. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then
I
on
will
top
say
of it-
this.
Go.
Is that the only way I think that it could work is if they Harry Pottered it, where it starts off all light and pretty and like everything, but give it some time to get really gritty and dark and real. Because right now it doesn't work, but maybe if you give it time, it
Josh,
might work. That's the
What
only
about
way.
Damian Wayne? Damian's shown up in Brave and the Bold. So how are you gonna make? So what? What we're gonna get Damian in the Batman Part 2 as a baby or something, and then fast forward like 10 years?
Josh,
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're from Newark, Delaware, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, that's what they say.
Nice little town, right? You ever
Yeah.
been to Detroit?
No, because if I did, I would clean up the streets.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Different places have different feelings. Metropolis is not Gotham.
Wait, have you been to Detroit?
Gotham is literally like
been to
not even
Detroit
a
a
few
bunch.
miles from
Doesn't
Metropolis.
seem that bad.
Gotham
not
and
bad anymore,
Metropolis
but
are
it's pretty
50
bad.
miles apart. Is that what you just said?
No, I said they're less than a few miles apart.
No, they're not.
Yes, Joe, we're on Joe.
We almost saw a live explosion.
about comics.
Yo, I'm actually looking at this, and it is saying that like kind of Jersey, Delaware. I actually thought that for some reason I thought Gotham was supposed to be like near, like Metropolis, obviously like New York, New Jersey, but I thought that Gotham was supposed to be like Chicago area.
I'm sorry. Wait, was I like right and you were wrong again?
I always thought Gotham was
very,
New York.
very easy to just take you off the screen.
Okay, here we go. All right, this is becoming a shit show again. We're not even halfway through the show, and it's already off the tracks. But a wonderful, wonderful old segment is back again. Naomi is going to give her picks of the week. Is that correct? Plural, right?
Oh wait, hold on. Before she does, speaking of old.
Oh God.
Really?
Oh,
man.
this is a fun one. Batman Day.
Hey guys, it's Naomi back from a long hiatus, but you know what? If one thing is going to get me back on this horse, it is Batman. And guess what's happening this coming week? Yeah, you guessed it. It's Batman Day 2025, September 20th. Mark it on your calendars. I am so extremely excited. Not only will it be extra fun at our comic book shops next weekend, they're not only going to have new releases, but re-releases too. Coming out with Absolute Batman #1. You can get the regular version for $1.99, but if you want the foil for $9.99, or if you're feeling a little artsy, the sketch version is $4.99. Also bringing back Batman Year 2 #1.
Batman and Robin Year 1, number 1. I feel like the big one is going to be Batman Hush 20th Anniversary, the hardcover edition. But I'm equally excited for the Batman sampler. So I have a really good idea. We shotgun a beer, we put our underwear outside of our pants, put on a cape, go beat up a bad guy, and meet up at the comic book store. I think it's a really good idea. So mark it on your calendar, September 20th, Batman Day 2025. Until next time, be kind, support your local comic book shop, and I'll see you next week.
Well done, Naomi, our new comic book day queen. I'm excited. Like, first of all, Absolute Batman is fantastic. That cover right there is amazing. I will not pay $9.99 for the foil cover, however. But there's a lot of cool stuff coming out there for sure. Well, how much is that the hardcover going for Hush?
I think it's like 50.
Oh, I would have thought
50.
it was going to be more than that, but that's cool. I mean,
yeah,
20 years, Jesus Christ. Anyways, we got to bring him back in. We're contractually obliged, Joe. You know that, right?
I know, man.
So here's the deal, everybody. We should have preempted this with the just send your questions in. Send your questions in for a segment we do called Ask Joe. Do that right now. Why not? And we'll say hello to everybody. And I want everybody here, the Cannon crew. We're going to bring the judge in as well. Hello, Judge. How are you?
Old, like Joe says.
Oh,
No
that
fucking way.
hurts. Words do hurt, everybody. Remember that. But
I'll hold him in place for you, Dan.
Thank
not
you.
fair. Oh, you can punch him in the face, too.
Doppelganger.
We would love to see that. Like and subscribe if you have not done so already. But here we go. Spud Comics, a.k.a. Lexi. Say less, girl. I'm on it. I don't know what that means, but hello. We got Derek Neiman in the house. Go Birds. We got Josh. You're here, Josh's Comics. We got Bond.
Oh, Bond.
That was really good. We got Nukes Comics. I don't know what the 6'7" is all about, but cool. I think Jordan Mailata is 6'7".
I think that's my height he's talking about.
I said Jordan Mailata. I was being like serious. Who else do we have? Who else? Everybody, we got lots of people in here, 19 million, but we don't have many people talking. We had Comic Ozzy in the house. Who else do we have? We got Tunish Lurker. We got Naomi. You're here as well. Fun day indeed. So here's the deal.
Jeff, we just need a very special shout out to my friend and neighbor, Nicole Marie Schroeder, who is known as the Queen of Central Ave, and who told me that she will not be friends with me anymore unless I shout her out on Comic Book Canon tonight. So this one goes out to her.
Yay for Joe's one friend.
Wait, what was it? This isn't her, is it?
Oh, that's literally her. Yeah.
Good, hello, go Birds.
She's watching right now.
Jishu is here, just lurking tonight. No problem, man. As long as you're hanging out and enjoying the content, we are producing for you 17 million people tonight. We are very happy with that. So let's just get to it. Get your questions in for Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Right, that's right. Ask Joe and the Cannon crew. We got to change that whole thing right there. But we actually have some questions already. Why does she call you Yucky Joe? That's a question I would like to start.
Because she has a 2-year-old daughter who one time she was like, I don't know, I did something. I ate food off the floor or something or whatever it was. And she was like, Yucky Joe, and then her daughter started calling me Yucky Joe. So now not only does her daughter call me Yucky Joe, her whole family calls me Yucky Joe.
Oh, that's
you
great.
told the story before, right? You're like, somebody calls me Yucky Joe, so that's her daughter.
That is.
I like
we have a favor to ask you here because around these parts we call him Furry Joe. So if you could kind of get that into your daughter's vernacular, Furry Joe. That's funny because I mean,
you can't be teaching 2-year-olds what furries are. Yeah, it's way too deep.
I mean, come on, a 2-year-old would find this adorable. Let's be
yes, yes, it would.
Like Sully.
Absolutely. I mean, like, what about this? Absolutely.
They think you're cool,
right?
Yeah, you probably would end up.
They'd want to hug you.
Yeah,
nobody else wants to hug you, but they want to hug you.
Can I quit the show? Can I not be on here anymore?
Rexy, what do you think? He said no.
It's as easy as that. I mean, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That was easy.
Let's get to it. We do have a question. Get your questions in right now. From Nukes Comics. Let's bring him back. Ask Joe and crew, if you were to start your own comic book series, where would you spend the majority of your budget? Editor, writer, artist? Who would you hire? That's a very Very good question. Let's go around the room. Joshua, let's start with you.
Well, like, what's the budget? Like, what do we?
Josh,
It's all about money.
You have 100% of money.
I would probably honestly go with a writer, and I guess I would probably pick whoever's the best writer currently in comics right now.
So
Okay.
James
There's so
Tynion
many.
IV.
And yeah, and it would be about the Bat Family. I'm working on some potential breaking news right now. I got to confirm this, but
Ooh.
I
Wait, let's
shouldn't-
get through this right now. Let's get through this. How about this?
Yeah.
You we'll kick you off for a good reason. Get to work. Let's answer. I'm going to answer this. I'm going to start right now. I'm going to tell you at the top. For me, would definitely be artists. It's a vision. We are now in a world where it's all about visual, right? It's all about the visual. I would probably allocate 40% to the artist. I would allocate 25% to the writer, and then the rest to the, well, you have the inker too, but anyways, he just said editor. So and then the rest. So what's that? 35% to the editor. Sorry, no, 35% to the writer, 25% to the editor. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would just go to the local college campus, hire a bunch of art kids for whatever the cheapest price is, and then keep the rest of the
I knew you
money.
were gonna
Like,
say
that's
that.
an obvious choice. But no, in my opinion, while comics are such a visual art, it is very rare that a story is good without good storytelling. So I'm going to go with the writer over the artist. If you think about it, it's pretty hard to name, with the exception of like Todd McFarlane, who like really broke barriers, a artist who really pushed comics to a new level without having a really solid writer. And I'm only saying that because Todd McFarlane was writing Spider-Man himself, and he's not a great writer. Let's be real. He is a phenomenal artist, not a great writer.
That's fair.
And he's really the only one that I can think of. There are writers that have gotten by with decent and mediocre artists. So the story's got to be good. It's got to be compelling. It's got to, pull at the heartstrings, as we always say here. It's got to make you feel something. If it doesn't, then the best art in the world isn't going to save it.
That's fair. But again, I do feel like it's such a visual world now.
Well, you're a doo-doo head.
You're a poopy face.
Wow.
Basically the same thing. Naomi, your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm unfortunately have to go with Yucky Furry Joe on this one.
The wild
The reason, okay, so I'm bringing this out for reference. Bug Wars. Jason Aaron is a phenomenal writer. This is not even the greatest art I've ever seen. I do really like it, but it's the storytelling. The storytelling is everything to me, and the art would come second. I think story first, art, then like editor. I feel like as long as you have the right person telling the story, then everything kind of just takes care of itself. So
that's fair. That's fair. So Dan, and by the way, everybody put in the chat where you rank the three main. You have your writer, your artist, and the editor. Let us know how you would rank it first, second, third. Dan, your thoughts?
I think Joe and I think along the same lines with this, and this is why I really appreciate his perspective on things. I think what's happened over the last 20 years is that the comic book market has gone the way of Hollywood, where they oversaturate special effects and they sacrifice the story and the content and all the rest of it. But to answer the original question, I would say equal shares. It's just four entities that have been named. They all have to work as a team together. But I'd be the editor, the coordinator. I'd work with the talent of the writer, work with the talent of the artist, and so forth, to make certain there's proper balance. And again, this is why I stopped collecting back in the mid-90s. It was a different time, and they got away from what I grew up with. So that would be my answer. I would go with an editor and look for some balance.
All right. Well, I'm the lone person that wanted more visual storytelling over a writer. Prioritize that, but that's fair. All right. So with that said, Dan, the judge, are we sponsored by Coke now? Did you pass that by Rexy? Because that is
what?
not a good idea.
Am I on? Sorry, is this thing on? Sorry.
Oh God. Well, Dan, you have
That's
a
okay.
live question you'd like to throw out there. Everybody, put your questions in the chat for Ask Joe and the Cannon Crew. Dan, please take it away.
Yeah, this is a perfect segue to this question. And Joe, this is where you get to educate an old collector like myself. Since I collected since from the early 60s to, well, I wasn't collecting in the 60s, but I was alive and well back then, stopped in the mid 90s because the comics had changed quite a bit. And so during that time, that's what, 30 years ago, 30 years have passed. There was foil covers, and then there were variant covers, new gimmicks for the comic industry to get people to buy things. Now it's the variant cover that's the question today. Everyone wants the new hot thing. Hey, the variant cover of whatever's coming out today. You get the A cover, B cover, whatever, and you spend a fortune, obtaining those. But with the exception of Ultimate Fallout 4, are there any, and I know this is a big span of decades, that stand out that have actually gone up in value? My understanding is they're a flash in the pan. As soon as the story goes away or goes to the wayside, it gets thrown into a back bin somewhere. Are there any that stand out? And is this something that people should be aware of as collectors? Hey, you're spending money now. You're spending good money up front. You're not going to get a return 5-10 years down the road.
Well, real quick, before you answer that, on TikTok, we have somebody. Do you know anybody by the name of Finn Wynn, Dan?
What's the name?
Finn Wynn. He's saying you're his dad.
Finn Wynn. I will wait for that letter of the mail from an attorney, and we'll go from there.
Just want to clear things up between you guys. So.
Is it dad or daddy?
No, it's
a big difference.
I have
Straight up
two
dad.
lovely children. I don't have any others. Trust me.
That's how I know not to bring it up. If it says daddy, I'm like, that's definitely not.
Yeah. Thank you for throwing me off, by the way. It was a great question for Joe. Joe, not to be sidetracked.
This is not only is this a great question, it actually has to do. I have one of my Fresh from the Comic Shops is a variant that has held significant value. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. Big fresh get for me this week, but there are a lot that have now to the level that like Ultimate Fallout 4's has. There's not a lot, there's obviously the variants, especially the ratio variants of the bigger keys. There's also a 1 in 25 of the first Spider-Gwen. It's a Greg Land cover. That book has some significant value, multiple thousands of dollars in high grade. There are also ones that are just scarcer or very popular, typically Del Otto, Alex Ross variants, and then even some of the like the hip hop variant covers and the Scotty Young variant covers have held more value than they were coming out, more than the cover price of the book or, whatever stores were selling them for that week, $10, $15, $20, whatever they may be. It is fewer and far between. It's a gamble. If you bought every variant every week, you would be losing money, and holding them for 5 years and then selling them, you would absolutely be losing money. But if you hit the right ones, then, some of them do certainly hold or even go up in value. The interesting thing about the variants is no one knows. You can make a prediction about a certain artist becoming more popular or a cover just continuing to be sought after. But for the most part, it's a crapshoot. Obviously, when Miles came out, no one knew that character was going to pull even a quarter of the weight that he's pulled. People didn't know that book was going to be anything more than, a couple bucks. But certainly, with heights in the market during the comic boom of $40,000 for a 9.8 and still selling strongly at about 10,000 right now, that's a big book.
It's crazy. It's crazy because he's mainstream now. My stepdaughter just got a Miles T-shirt. She's pumped to wear to school this week. Yeah. It's crazy. It's insane.
The Miles one is kind of an exception because it is such a big key. But there are plenty of books, including Amazing Spider-Man 667. There is a Del Otto variant. I think it's a 1 in 50 or 1 in 100. But it's more expensive than Ultimate Fallout 4. No key significance, just a Del Otto variant. It's scarce. It's hard to find. I recently looked up. There are 28 copies on the CGC census in a 9.8, and only like at 83, I believe, is the number of total copies on the census. It is a very scarce book. And because it's Amazing Spider-Man, popular run, popular artist, Del Otto, and it's hard to find, that book has some significant value. But that's, again, few and far between.
Let me end on this then. So I understand it's a crapshoot. I get that. But are there, with the modern artists today, including Peach Momoko, who's sort of hot and cold, she's hit or miss with me, is there an artist or two that you would recommend more than others regarding the future of variant covers?
Peach Momoko is a good one. You mentioned that. Scotty Young stuff is very popular. I have a lot of people that if I say that I have some Scotties, they're in my claim sales. Same thing with Jenny Frizen. She has gained a lot of popularity, especially because she's doing variant covers for Something Is Killing the Children, as that's been coming out, and that's been a very hot indie book. I personally have a lot of comic book artists that I really like, and I really like their stuff. And as they've been getting more work, one guy, Chris Capana, who's from New Jersey, he's actually from pretty close to here, so he's at a lot of local cons around the area, and he's working for Marvel and DC doing covers, cover A's, variant covers and stuff right now, as well as some indie companies. I love his work. His work's phenomenal, and he's been a lifelong comic book fan, comic book reader, and he really gets the medium. So I'm hoping he picks up steam, because not only because I really like him as a person, but also I have a bunch of his original art now, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a completely different landscape, and I'm sure 10 years from now it'll be even far more different. So I don't know. It's just it's weird because like back, there were no variants when you first started collecting. You know what I mean? There are none of these things, and now you got variants that are could be as low as 1,000 printed copies that are going for crazy amounts of money that aren't a key issue, as Joe said. So it's an interesting time, and I think that goes to show that this is a true art form, right?
Yeah.
That people are looking for the artists that they do love.
I will say one more thing on the topic real quick. Artists that have like a big hit, a big hit comic, cover, whatever, that usually translates to more. Because people have it in their head, oh, I really love this artist's cover. Think about Jock, who did Detective Comics 880 back in 2009, 2010. I think it was 2010. Maybe even early 11. It was right before the New 52 reboot.
Wait, is Naomi picking up a copy for every artist we mentioned?
She's on top of it today.
This is by Joe.
Jock book, nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Jock, that book, especially now that book has gotten some like big publicity this year, because the original art sold for I forget $250,000 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
$250,000. That a lot of Jock stuff has some value and draw to it because of one really, really popular cover by that artist.
I have a signature of his somewhere. I don't know where.
You should
It
kiss
looks like
him.
you value that really well too, like obviously because you know exactly where you placed it.
I should kiss him.
I just wanted to
Really
say
nice
too,
height.
real quick. Some first cover appearances are very expensive, like Captain Marvel, I think 17, which is a second cameo appearance of Miss Marvel. Well, the variant is actually her first ever cover appearance. A 9.8 of that goes almost between like $800 to $1,000 right now, and you can buy her first full appearance on the cover as well for like less than $200. So like, depending on, and I think the same thing for Bane's daughter, Vengeance, I think her name is. Same thing. She was in the Joker 2 variant, her first ever one. A 9.8 of that goes to like $300 or $400.
That's
so
crazy.
keep that in mind too. Like, it all depends on what people collect. I personally like Adam Hughes. A lot of his variants, especially with all the pinups and stuff, are honestly going to probably hold a lot of value in the future as well. But I think the most important thing is collect what you love. If you want to spend the money on it and you plan on keeping it in a collection, get it. If not, I mean, hey, don't do it.
I love variant covers. I'm definitely a variant cover person. Like if I can, I mean, granted, I like the regular A cover, but no, I'm always grabbing the variants. So I totally understand this whole thing where I'm just like, I'd much rather have something that is harder to find.
Do you chase variants though? Are you one to like, chase it down, hunt for it, or if it's there, it's there. If it's not, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm like Joe.
No, I
have
would
a variant
much rather
line.
have a variant. Yeah, I don't know about chasing it down. Like I'm not gonna go like out and try to find a specific variant. That's kind of true, not true. There was a variant that I saw that I really wanted, and when I saw it at a different comic book store, I grabbed it because that was the one I wanted. So I wasn't necessarily like chasing it down, like trying to go from it. When I saw it, I grabbed it. But yeah, I would much rather have variants than anything else when I get new comics.
I know Todd McFarlane is still the big name today, but back in my day, it was Walt Simonson, it was John Byrne, it was Sal Buscema, and several others. They're either retired or barely doing any work whatsoever. So if they did come back, that would be pretty awesome from my perspective.
Well, as we close this segment out, this will be a follow-up to Dan, actually, and ask Dan, like, is there you did mention Peach Momoko. Is there anybody other than Peach Momoko that you kind of really admire their artwork and like to collect what they produce?
I just bought something from John Boy Meyer. I guess he's a new artist. It was a Comic Tom issue. That's his latest one, but the cover, it's a Black Cat cover, just absolutely grabbed me. I thought, gotta have it. And I've seen his art before, but this one really, really got to me. But I'm still very ignorant regarding the new artists because I don't collect the new comics today. I rely on you guys to tell me.
You're part of the Canon Show. Don't say ignorant. Because actually Rexy is going to be sending us a comic book canon handbook that we need to study. We will have pop quizzes during the week. But with that there, it ends. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe, 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 Joe. Ask Joe. Whoa! And Jeff. And the Canon crew. All right, here we go. We got 2 more segments left in the show. Then we can all go to sleep and just start our week nice and fresh, right? This is what we do. Honestly, it's becoming torture working for a corporation as big as CMGO, which does sponsor. It owns the show. We are we are a subsidiary of CMGO. Is that what it is, Joe?
Something like that.
Some big word like that. With that, they love a segment we do called Do You Know? And I'm
no, it's called Did You Know?
As I said.
No, you said Do You Know?
No, your ears are clogged.
Run it back, Susan.
Did you know this Mr. Terrific wasn't the first? Before Michael Holt became one of DC's greatest minds, the name Mr. Terrific belonged to someone else. In 1942, readers met Terry Sloan, a genius, an athlete, and a masked hero who lived by a simple motto: fair play. He stood for justice, equality, and fighting with honor. Decades later, DC reimagined the character for a new era. Enter Michael Holt, an Olympic gold medalist and scientific prodigy with 14 PhDs. But Holt's story wasn't just triumph. After losing his wife and unborn child in a car accident, he spiraled into despair. Until he found inspiration in the original Mr. Terrific. He took up the mantle, not for fame and not for vengeance, but to live up to the legacy of fair play. And in time, Holt became more than just a successor. Armed with his genius and his signature T-spheres, he rose to be the 3rd smartest man in the DC universe. A hero, respected by gods, legends, and even Batman himself. So what do you think? Is Michael Holt one of DC's most underrated heroes? Let us know in the comments. And if you didn't know, now you do.
I mean, what do you guys think? After seeing Superman, do you think Mr. Terrific is underrated, or is he getting his due?
Absolutely.
Right
Yes.
He's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, his first solo comic is from the New 52 run, and like you can get it for less than $10. Crazy part is, I just bought one last night from Pope of Chillytown, and I'm gonna get it signed by J.G. Jones at Baltimore Comic Con, and then turn around and flip it for like $3,000.
Are you rubbing this in our faces, like the way you're talking?
I mean, I'm gonna help pay some salaries since we haven't gotten paid because
Aw,
Roxanne, you know, decided not to pay her checks.
Roxanne.
Who's Roxanne?
Susan?
I don't know.
No, Roxanne, the you know,
Roxanne.
I got my paycheck. Did you guys get yours?
Roxy,
No.
whatever, Roxanne. I don't care.
No, I'm gonna be homeless tomorrow, so
Yeah.
it's all right.
Rexy said he would be paying us.
I get paid in mozzarella sticks, so yeah.
James Gunn is a very smart man.
I'm
I think he is going to
jealous.
expand on one of his more popular characters. I mean, he'd be foolish not to.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
he's
Mr.
making a
Terrific.
TV show.
Well, it's rumored they're looking into doing a show for him right now.
Yeah, they better. He's definitely coming back. Let's be honest. Like he
I
was
really hope so.
For sure, he'll
phenomenal.
be back.
He was great. He was
He'll be
great.
back for sure. All right. I was gonna do a cool segue by saying something. You know what else is back? Fresh from the comic shop, but
Popcorn. Popcorn.
oh, we don't have a popcorn. But
God damn it.
Popcorn. It's time for comic book canon. Popcorn. Let's learn about each other and have fun.
I mean, we got so much stuff going on during the
We
week.
don't have
Yeah.
a popcorn.
We don't have a popcorn.
Yeah,
The song's
that-
fun.
No,
What
no
was
ruling.
that?
Naomi doesn't even know what a popcorn is. Look at her
Look,
face.
that 1920s music feel brings Dan back to the golden age. You know?
So wait a minute, Josh. Are you Are you the guy on TikTok? Right? You're claiming to be my prodigy. No,
Pass
no,
me.
you're not. No.
No, no.
I see
Yeah,
the resemblance. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see.
You're,
Let's just.
you're hitting kind of grandpa territory for me. You know, I don't think it could be like father. I mean,
No, you're not as even at my age. I'm still not a bad looking guy. All right.
no.
You don't have that, so you can't be related to me. I'm certain of it.
I mean,
Just-
look at the nose. My nose.
Look at
is
the
more
profile.
like-
even
Now,
my,
kids.
come on.
yeah.
All right. We have
My
one more
wife
segment left in the
still thinks
show.
I'm handsome. So come on.
It's called Fresh from the Comic Shop. Y'all know what it is, and it's CNGO loves to just stamp their emblem all over it.
Fresh from the comic shop, sponsored by CNGO.
That's right. Fresh from the Comic Shop. We ask you find people to send in your fresh gets, and you never disappoint.
What is
So
that?
he's
Are you
dying.
near the Holland Tunnel, Josh?
Somebody's dying on my end. I don't
me.
know who it is.
Yeah, that's
Our bridge
it's-
over here collapsed not too long ago.
I
So
bet you Rexy's got a sniper on a roof around one of our houses. Anyways, Fresh from the Comic Shop. You send your fresh gets.
wait, you guys didn't tell me about popcorn yet.
Popcorn
We're
is
already
an old
Fresh from the
thing that we
Comic
have
Shop.
where
We
we
moved on.
we got to get to know each other in the community. Someone would start off by making a quick video about themselves, one of the audience members, and then they would popcorn it to another audience member, such as you do in an elementary school classroom. And then we got through a bunch, and then
We
it
just
kind of
stopped.
started going
Wait,
all
what
over
do
the
I-
place, and we
Okay.
lost track of it.
Yeah, it got a little
Okay.
crazy, but it's something we can bring back. But first of all, I just want to acknowledge this comment right here. Dan De La Torre needs change to his life alert to reach.
Thanks,
Oh.
Derek. You're a real pal. I'll look into that. Thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, I've fallen and I can't get up. Sure, right. I'll just mention that right now.
Oh my God, we can't move on. Fresh from the comic shop. You send in your fresh gets, and we show them on the show. Use the hashtag FFTCS. Make sure you tag us in the picture, not in the description. 3 pieces of criteria we look for you to win a CNGO t-shirt. That's right. One of these amazing CNGO t-shirts. Link is down below. Order it now or submit to see if you can win one. But anyways, we look for 3 pieces of criteria. The first is take a well-composed shot. Make it look great. Think outside the box. Have fun with it. I was going to say it doesn't have to be $30,000. But that's the whole thing. Anyways, have fun with it. Have it relate to the comic book. Get your set designer to do some fun stuff with it. And I keep rambling. Number 2, it doesn't need, give us something unique. It doesn't need to be, how much, Josh?
$30,000.
No, it could be as much as what, Joe?
$1.
Right. And if it's unique, it's unique. Like, somebody who's who did some original art on a sketch cover or what have you, something like that, something you found in your grandma's attic that's from 1892, the first comic book that's ever printed. That'd be cool. And finally, this is the most important thing because it really pulls us in. Pull at our heartstrings. Tell us a great story about this book. What does this book mean to you, to your family, to loved ones? Does it remind you of the first book you pulled off of that spinner rack? Or did your sister give it to you and you started your collection from there? I don't know. But let us know what this book means to you. We are going to get into it today. I bet you everybody in the panel has some new fresh gets as well. But here we go. First of all, I want to start with Kate's comics. I don't have the description, but Joe, can you please bring the picture up?
Yeah.
Let's get.
I didn't know I was supposed to do this.
Well, I texted it to you and I said to do it. So
no, I know you texted it.
That means you don't read my texts.
Oh.
So, Kate, I am so sorry. We're going to give you a popper. I got this late and then I forgot to put it in. So I am so sorry. We'll do this next week. So it looks cool, right?
Looks
So
awesome. Great job, Kate. Jeff hates you.
That was terrible. Kate, we owe you more than that. You're better than that.
Why don't you look it up while I show off my
hates
fresh
you.
get or something?
Because my phone's on the TikToks.
God,
Yeah.
you're such
I do
a
want to
zoomer.
mention real quick about Kids Comics, though. Next week, Monday, September 22nd, she will be doing her first ever live cling sale on her page along with Comic Underground. Go out and support her. She's got a 9.8 of Batman Adventures holiday special. She's got Poison Ivy 181. She's got Man Thing #1, etc., etc. A lot of great books, $3, $5 stuff as well. So go out and support her next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow her on Instagram.
Well, we should probably promote that next week, right?
Well, we could, but I mean, I just thought it would be.
It's next Saturday, isn't it?
Well, no, it's next Monday. Not tomorrow, but
I
you know.
lied.
So basically, you're up for the role of Chief Marketing Officer, the CMO, and obviously you don't know much about anything. So yeah. All right. Next up, we have actually Joshua. Let's see what you got in your fresh gets.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Batman 37, a double date issue. I pick this up whenever I can. I love this issue. So this is a lead up to the marriage of Catwoman and Batman. Doesn't happen because DC sucks. But in the double date issue, Clark and Lois take out Selena and Bruce, and they just go on a date. The girls get to bond. Bruce and Clark get to, do their own thing. And they actually swap costumes and go to like a DC hero costume contest. So you have, Bruce as Superman, Clark as Batman, and the girls swap out costumes as well. And surprisingly, Lois filled out the Catwoman suit pretty good too. Anyway, so that's the first get. The other get, I have a couple copies of this, and I could probably start looking to move it soon. But Action Comics issue number 544, 45th anniversary, first appearance of Alexis the War Armor suit. Brainiac's also on this cover as well. This thing's going for I think like $600-$700 right now, new mint. It is a hot book. Buy it from me though. Don't buy it from other people. And then the last book for tonight, we were talking about variants. I collect a lot of variants, especially if it's got Batwoman or Catwoman. And this is the Detective Comics issue number 1000, the Jim Lee exclusive variant. I think there's like over 50 different copies of different variants for this. And this is 1 in 2,500 copies that you could get this variant. I think Jim did a bunch of others, but I actually got this from 360 Comics as well. So shout out to him. And just love that Catwoman suit. I mean,
what do you like most about it, Josh? Talk to us.
I mean, look, the whip. I mean, you tie people up.
Nothing to do with the suit.
Anyways, I didn't really want to know it. Trees, tunes, and thoughts. We have a submission from Trees, Tunes, and Thoughts here. As Kenny Rogers once said, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. This past week, Lady Luck came through not only once but twice in one night. I turned into an auction on what not to support a friend in the comic community and walked away with a nice pickup. But the surprise of the night was to leave with not one, but two giveaways. The first being New Mutants 26, the first appearance of Legion, which is one of my favorite covers ever. But to end the night, a copy of Batman Hunt, The Dark Knight, signed by none other than the man himself, Frank Miller. I rarely win anything, and the universe has a way of lifting you up when you most need it. Well done there. Trees, tunes, and thoughts. All right. Next up, let's go with Naomi. What do you got for your fresh gets?
I'm trying to find them. If you want to skip over me for a
Joe.
second.
Joe's just going to blow us all away, and it's going to actually. How about Dan? We'll go to Dan. Dan, what do you got?
Okay, this is a collection I got, just was given to me. My daughter, who's into Funko Pops, literally bought an entire store, and there was this big pile of comics. Nobody wanted it. They said, here, you can have it. So there's a whole bunch of cool covers, including this one here. This is almost like a Funko Pop cover.
Yeah.
Cool.
Deadpool. And I don't know if this is Scotty Young. It kind of looks like his work, but it's just a cute cover. So
yeah, those were like they're from Collector's Core.
Yeah,
it's similar to like Loot Crate, like it's a like subscription box or mystery box kind of thing.
Okay.
And they had a bunch of these variants that essentially look like Funko Pops. It's not Scotty Young, but it's someone does like all the covers for it.
I got a bunch of them. They're all cute. Again, it didn't cost me a dime. This one here goes back to the Bronze Age. One of my an underrated age is the Iron Man number 105 with his classic armor. I just love the classic armor. So that's cool with the Iron Man run.
Too, huh?
Yes. What is his name? Drawing a blank on this guy. This guy.
Blackheart, right?
No, hit that. What is his name? The King of Hearts? I'm drawing a blank on this name. Anyway, that's what happens when you get older. You start forgetting things. Anyway, back to the Silver Age here. I'm back to my another piece to my Avengers run. Avengers number 29. Thank you to shout out Kamikaze. I got this on his Whatnot channel. So this is really pretty high grade actually. So that's really nice.
Well done there, Mr. De La Torre. And that is not Blackheart. I just looked it up.
No, it's not Blackheart. Who is it? It's like
terrible.
Jack of Hearts?
Jack of Hearts?
Jack of Hearts, yeah.
It didn't look like Jack of Hearts to me, but maybe it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it is.
Moving on.
Jack of Hearts.
Here we go.
Moving on. Who do we have next? Oh, we have our very own Josh's Comics with a submission.
How about that?
What'd you do, Josh?
Look at this. That's a nice cover right there. Wonder why he put this up there. Variant cover by Inyuk Lee. Today's Fresh from the Comic Shop could be considered immortal, sensational, or even savage. But seriously, Inyuk Lee has made some amazing covers over the years, and this is one of my favorites. She-Hulk is definitely a character I hope we see more of in the MCU. Enjoy this beautiful cover. I have to agree. It just, my God, it's so long ago at this point. What was it, 2-3 years ago we saw She-Hulk in the MCU? But that was an awesome show. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Naomi, what do you got?
Okay, so there's this run that I got super into. It's not a regular run. It's called In Bloom, and it is like body horror. And basically it's about like a fungus has kind of started mutating the bodies of people, and it's seen as like people want that. It was so hard for me to find anything past the third one, and I finally found 4 and 5. So I was really, really excited about that. So those are my two new ones. But
well
you can
done.
see it's like, yeah, but like it's really gross looking, which I really like.
It's a good thing you put the blur effect on your camera because it's really accentuating the comic books you're trying to show us. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I just noticed Token Girl under your as your title there. So well done all around. Well done. Everybody doing a great job.
She's a DEI hire. We all know it.
Yeah. See.
Oh yeah, DEI. All right, moving on. Raising Elm. Howdy, comic fam. My wonderful and beautiful wife, Randy Irene 83, got me this amazing Spider-Man blanket for my birthday not too long ago. The blanket design is the cover art for Marvel Tales issue 50. She knows me so well. She knew I would get my hands on a copy of the book and that I would ultimately share it in a Fresh from the Comic Shop submission. Damn, I love her so much. What did y'all find this week? Much love, comic fan. This is very cool. Too bad he is not eligible because he won last month. But this is so cool. I would have probably pushed this along to the semifinals.
Yeah, this is
What do you
awesome.
guys think?
Very cool.
I love that. So well done. Your wife loves you. That's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. Who's next? I guess I'm the only one. Oh no, Joe. I'm gonna go because Joe is gonna just destroy everybody here. But I actually have some fresh gets that I don't know. I just decided to get the fresh gets. I haven't because I didn't get to pick up my comic books and my new books last week because the guy working there said that I had none, but he called me up and said I did, but I haven't been back to the shop. So that's too much information I really didn't need to throw out there. But I got a few anniversary issues right here. World's Finest number 300 right here. Look at that.
Nice.
Right? Nice. That's sure nice. But this is all as a package. I got Detective Comics 526, which is actually Batman's 500th appearance.
It's actually his 501st appearance in
Hey,
Detective Comics.
Fun fact about that Batman book right there. That's the first time Mad Hatter uses his brain controlling device that we would see in the animated series.
Oh, I did not know that. I want to crack it open. I'm interested. I want to see the art in here. But Joshua, I also got issue 544 of Action Comics as well.
Yeah, buddy.
Because
Welcome
this
to the
is my
Billionaire
Lex
Club.
Luthor and my Brainiac right there. Like that's how I was introduced to those, aside from the movie, but which didn't really register for me in terms of aesthetics and stuff.
How much you paid for that?
$727.
Okay,
No, I
that's
spent
right around
16
fair
bucks
market.
for all 3 issues. $16.
Yo, I have had a copy of that book in my inventory for a couple months now, signed by Kurt Swan, and no one has touched it.
Wow.
Let me tell you, as soon as I put it up in the next claim sale, I bet it sells immediately because now that
for
cover.
sure.
Yeah, but what's the grade on it though?
It doesn't matter. It's signed by Kurt Swan. It's probably like a VF.
All right, let me finish this.
Oh,
issue.
VF. Okay, so it ain't no New Mini Plus. Pass. Thank you.
And then finally, this one's awesome. I passed on this book a few times in my local comic book shop, but I ended up getting this online. It is Green Lantern number 29, the first appearance of Black Hand.
Nice.
I love this book.
Underrated book. Massively underrated.
Yeah, for sure. And, he could be part of the DCU for all we know, but I got to get better lights for these books, huh? That's terrible. Anyways, it was a nice pickup week for me. I haven't been picking books up a lot lately, and I'm just glad I did. So anyways, we're going to move on to the important people, which are...
You've been working out?
What's that?
You've been working out?
Yeah, bro. I always work.
I can see the veins popping. You got the Hulk Hogan kind of thing going on.
I always got the veins.
Staying,
but I appreciate
staying your vitamins, taking your pros.
Hulk Hogan, you could come up with somebody better than that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could do that. We could do the show like this for the rest of the night with my one vein. I got vein. I got all kinds of veins. Like
Take your shirt off.
Take it off.
I want to see some nip over here.
All right, here we go. If we have that on record, honestly. The numbers are dwindling. Everybody like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We got Judge in the house. I'm going to bring him in. We're going to finish this up. We got 2 more submissions here. We got Real Caleb Leland. This one's very cool. Hey, comic fam. It's been a draining week, to say the least. But you guys, my chosen family, sequential art have always been there for me. So here's a little piece of comic book history that I'm presenting for Fresh from the Comic Shop. In Rage, issue 1 from CFD Productions, this one-shot was created in 1994 to help generate funds for the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund, which helps creators with legal costs when fighting against publishers or other litigation. The cover by the always incredible Kevin Eastman is stunning, and the book itself has a collection of short strips and prose to illustrate the ongoing problems with censorship that comic publishers and retailers have been fighting since Wortham wrote that salacious book. Sorry. Definitely more adult in nature, but more lame than other titles that CFD was putting out. This feels especially significant. Sorry, I had to mute one of the 5 here, not me, obviously. This feels especially significant now, 30 plus years later, when comic creators can be fired for speaking out about horrible people, or talk show hosts and news anchors can be fired for reporting on the truth, no matter how much the government doesn't like it. Okay, I'll step off my soapbox now. Love you guys. Be safe and take care. This is very cool. I mean, I would have to say this falls along the line of unique. Kevin Eastman art is incredible. And I like the little nugget of history here. So well done there, Caleb. Well done. Well done. Well done. Joe, have you ever seen a book like that book?
I've never seen that book before. No.
I'd have to say it's unique in the amount of books that you go through in your storied career. And finally, oh no, we got two more actually. Nori Jordan. Today I was tasked with taking my daughter to a dance conference. I had a couple hours to kill, so I went to a comic store in the hopes of finding some good stuff. The selection was a bit weak, but I was able to locate two beautiful Virgin covers with Marvel's two badass widows. Yelena is my favorite, mostly due to my crush on Florence Pugh and her amazing acting in, well, you know. Take care, everyone. Cute. All right, and finally, we got Nuke's Comics, fresh from the comic shop, Amazing Spider-Man 170. Is Spidey losing his mind? Is Dr. Faustus friend or foe? Pick this up from DBS, who says run fills can't be fun-filled. All right. Well done for these submissions this week, everybody. It has been an exciting week for many reasons. Exciting is the wrong word, but y'all know. Anyways, so we have a few people that are eligible. Nukes Comics is eligible.
Bro, are you not? You just skipped my turn?
I was hoping to.
You can't. You can't this week. You can't this week. First things first. This is the first time that I've ever found this book in the wild. I'm always on the lookout for it because I'm a Swamp Thing fan. This is a harder to find Swamp Thing book late in the second run, 1989. This is Swamp Thing number 90. It's the first appearance of Tefe Holland, the daughter of Swamp Thing. And it's also a tough book to get in a high grade, even though it's from 89. That black cover, the spine, just makes it a tougher DC book to get. Really cool cover though, and like I said, cool nice little first appearance. This is a book that I didn't even know really existed until James from Manhunter Comics. He has mentioned this one, and he's always on the search for a possible 9/8 contenders. In fact, like I said, this book is 1989, but 9/8 of this book sell for like $300 to $400 because it's so hard to get in a 9/8. First time I ever found it in the wild, and coincidentally, it was also in a collection that I bought this week. Now I don't consider that in the wild, but I found this at a flea market today.
So wait. What's the condition on that?
It's pretty sharp, probably like a 9.0, 9.2. It's not a contender, but okay. Yeah, lower near mint range. This next one also was a flea market find today. I went up to a table that had some comics, bought some comics from the guy, and he had a bag of Magic the Gathering cards. And I've been playing Magic since 96. I'm coming up on 30 years of playing Magic the Gathering, which is ridiculous. But a bunch of old cards, nothing of like really significant value, but I was able to get the bag for like real cheap. And there were two really cool ones in here because these are basic lands, which for those of you who don't play Magic, these are like the basic card that everything revolves around. This is essentially what gives you your mana, your spell power in order to cast spells, summon creatures, and defeat your opponent. There are 5 of them. This one is a plains, produces white mana. We have an island, produces blue mana. But the thing that makes these are special, these are from the very first Magic the Gathering set, which came out in 1993. They're from Alpha, the like very initial set. They have more rounded corners, which is how you can tell them apart from other printings of these same cards. But very cool to find. It's so rare that you find Alpha cards anywhere anymore. But that was
I was just thinking that myself.
Is that also true, Joe? Of like I have some from like a few years later of those cards. We haven't played it again decades. Is it just the first year that you're looking for, or
I mean, the first year are going to be the most expensive stuff, but there's cards that came out in the last few years that are expensive. It matters with Magic, just like in comics, it matters if it's a key. Like First Miles came out in 2011, but it's still an expensive book. Even though it's more recent. Same thing within Magic, except for instead of them being like keys, it's the cards that are playable. The cards that people play in their decks and stuff, more people are searching out copies of them. It's all supply and demand. So, if you ever find them, send me a picture. I'm pretty knowledgeable.
All right.
Last fresh get. This book has been a grail ever since I found out about it, and this is Dan a modern variant that has held significant value. I was able to get this. It was in an auction, and I wasn't going to bid on it myself because I don't have the money for it right now. But good pal of mine, Paul from Brixco Comics, he decided to buy it and essentially work out a deal with me on it. So he bought it, and said, we'll work out a deal. We can get it done over the next 2 months. Some cash. I'm giving him some books too. But this is a total grail of mine. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 20, the Uniqlo variant. This was given away at Uniqlo, which is a store, clothing store. The artist Jason Polin did some artwork for their clothing line, their Spider-Man clothing line. And if you ordered his shirts, they sent you these. But I don't think a lot of them went out. I think it was only the initial print run. And a lot of them got real beat up because they were sent to people that just buying clothing. They weren't comic collectors necessarily. Jason Polin, really phenomenal artist, kind of like this street art vibe, very in the vein. It's always reminded me of Keith Haring, who is my all-time favorite artist. But just really cool stuff. He unfortunately passed away from cancer a few years ago. And this was actually one of the last things that he did. This was within the last few years of his life. But this book has a phenomenal 9.8. There are only 14 9.8s on the census of this book. This is a tough book, and there are 14 9.8s, and I think there's only 37 total copies on the census. It is not a book you find very often. But I'm very stoked to have it, and very much I'm hoping to keep that for a very, very long time. I hope it doesn't ever come down that I have to sell that one. But yeah, that's a keeper.
I have to say that is a unique book.
Oh yeah,
and well done there, Joe.
It's Uniqlo.
Oh wow, you did it.
Well done. Also, the nerd boner is appropriate as well. Moving on here. All right, so yeah, I just want to say Nukes Comics is eligible. Caleb Leland is eligible. And Trees, Tunes, and Thoughts is eligible.
Hey, Josh's Comics knocked out She-Hulk.
Oh my God, Josh, shut up.
Tell us why, though. Tell us why.
She's thick. Actually, here, let me show you the picture behind that. You guys want to see something? Watch this, huh? This is great. Let me pull this up. I don't know why. I wish I could have included it so you could see it, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
All right. Anyway, so one of them, a couple of them stick out to me. I'll just go first and say, Caleb Leland sticks out to me for sure. That is really, really unique. Great little piece of history that he talked about to us. Definitely really cool thing about this community is no one knows everything. And the really cool thing about this hobby is that we have decades upon decades, actually over a century of comic books. And, even if you just start at the golden age and go back to the dawn of superheroes, you have closing in on 100 years at this point of material, and there's just so much stuff, and this is really cool. So that one stuck out to me.
This is one of my tops as well. I was very impressed with this. Again, something I've never seen before, and I do like Kevin Eastman, and I like the history behind it. So for sure, I have to say, who else stuck out to me as well? Trees, Tunes, and Thoughts. And the reason why is because he said he never has won anything before, and he won the New Mutants 26. It's the first appearance of Legion, which is one of his favorite covers ever. So I thought that was really cool right there. And Frank Miller signing that Dark Knight Returns is pretty dope as well. So
yeah, and I love that Legion book. I think that Legion book is massively underrated. Written by Chris Claremont, cover art by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah,
I really like Robin at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's the female Robin. What's her name?
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah. So
she's talking about pose.
Very cool. You always know when the judge turns his audio on. by the way.
Lots of background noise.
So, anyways, those are the two for me. Joe, do you have another one?
Yeah, no, those were the two that stuck out for me as well. You know, we got a really cool, you know, historical spin on one, very unique book. The other one had, you know, a signed book and, you know, cool story behind it as far as it being, you know, one from another, you know, community member on whatnot. Honestly, could go either way. Could really go either way.
I'm leaning towards one way, though.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about this? We're going to say ours on 3, as we normally do. If we tie, we're going to pass things right over to Naomi. Naomi's going to be our tiebreaker.
That way?
I like it.
Naomi's over here for me.
Well, the judge has to agree with that plan, by the way.
I agree. I think it's a sound plan. Please
Judge
proceed.
agrees.
I'm
Thank
going to
you,
mute
Judge.
myself.
All right, so we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then say it.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Real
Caleb
Caleb Leland.
Leland. Yep. Okay. So we agreed. Naomi, thank you for your time. We'll see you later. Let's give it up for the real Caleb Leland.
Well, before we do, of course, because for the past 3 weeks, I've been skipping over this process right here. Judge, please proceed in your proceedings.
Everyone, the real Caleb Leland is the winner for this week. Congratulations. Case dismissed.
There we go. You are moving on to the semifinals. I do believe you're going up against Mark Leneker, another history buff. I think that's who it was last year. So those semifinals will be this week as well. And again, another outstanding show. We got to get a guest on as well. People like our guests. But it was an outstanding show, a long week for a lot of reasons for me personally. But I'm very happy to be here. This is my happy place. This is why we all push so hard and do all the work to make the Canada the #1 live show ever of all time. So, Judge, please proceed and start and say goodbye to everybody for the evening.
Great show. This is why we come here. We want to have fun, and I couldn't think of better people. Well, there are some other people that I associate with, but this is a great group here, and we're just getting better. See me on Spine Ticks next Saturday, and with you fine people next Sunday.
Facts. Joshua, I think he popcorned it over to you. Who are you going to popcorn it to? Keep that in mind.
Another great show. I agree with Jeff, and this is like Sundays is some of my favorite times. Now I get to spend time with you guys, especially when it gets around 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm usually in the background in the chat, ready to go, waiting backstage. That's because I'm so excited to get to every show and talk news and rumors. But it's always fun, always having a good time here on Canon, and we will see you guys next Sunday.
You have to popcorn it.
Oh, popcorn it to Joe.
Yeah, great show. Big thanks to everyone who came out. I don't know if anyone here came out to my dollar bin sale. My street every September they do a community yard sale, and I always do a dollar bin sale on that day. Had a ton of people come out, sold a lot of boxes. I think 10 or 12 boxes of long boxes worth of comics went, which was awesome. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, next Saturday, another little community event known as Vatican will be taking place at Pope of Chilitown's house. Another kind of yard sale style comic sale sort of thing. He'll be set up there. I will be set up there doing some pretty steep discounts and some inventory. And I don't know if anyone else will be setting up, but we'll have to wait and see. Official announcement coming soon. Popcorn over to Nay.
Nay.
I guess that's me. Yes, Sundays are fun, and I always learn a lot from these guys, which is kind of crazy about things. And yeah, I always have to start like an hour beforehand to put on makeup. It's so much fun.
No, you can come to the show. I'll go. That's fine.
And take it away from you? I don't think so. But no, it's ours. They're so much fun. So thanks always for having me on, guys.
Of course. By the way, another reminder, GoFundMe for Brandon and his family is down below. If you can, please pitch in, even if it's like $5. It goes a long way. They've got a good amount of money. But as Paul Bond was saying, there's a lot that goes into trying to get money from insurance companies. It's a lot of work to build the case of what you had, why you need that money to build back what you had, et cetera, et cetera. So it goes a long way. Again, his wife is a freelancer. She lost all of her equipment, her photography equipment. This helps her get back on her feet and not miss any of her bookings, which is huge. So kudos to those who have donated, but again, it's not over yet. So whatever you can do, the family will appreciate greatly. I love spending time with all you guys. It was a rough week for me as well, but getting through it. And again, while working towards this Sunday, always trying to make it better, have more fun, and do the right things for the best people out there. We are the #1 show ever of all time. Just keep that in mind. But we'll be back again next week, 5 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's definitely a motorcycle, right, Dan?
Yes.
Are you in your garage? Is that where you are?
No, I'm upstairs. We've got something called Train Town next to me in Sonoma, and we have a lot of stupid people driving at odd hours. Just it's irritating. It really is. It's not my fault.
I didn't know they had that much traffic at the retirement center. That's interesting.
Hey, this is for you. This is for you. I wanted to this is what I was looking for. I was digging for. I got this one, and I got another one.
I got one.
And they're both newsstands.
There
There you go. That's for you.
All right, we're supposed to end the show. Everybody, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time, every Sunday night. Everybody, please be good to yourselves, be good to other people, especially in the way the world is today. So that's all I want to say. Until next week, peace.